welcome the podcast. We are going to continue our series, the Consumo project, and here we have another guest, Ivo, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you briefly explain yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ivo Aigars. I am originally from Latvia, but I've been based in Norway for the last 11 years.
Okay.
I'm a certified physical therapist and I'm doing my master's in sports physical therapy,
Yeah.
as well as I have positions in a couple of different organizations. Here I'm representing Start NIH after the invitation from Collective Innovation.
Yes.
And in my organization, I'm the financial officer.
Yeah.
And we are an organization that provides students an area or arena to develop their companies and grow innovation.
Perfect. So, like in today's episode of the podcast, we are gonna have conversation about the consumption, the local, ethical, how we should be aware of, and young people how we can let them understand and rethink about the consumption, about in an ethical way and in the local side. Okay.
Yeah.
So, thank you for accepting our invitation, firstly, and having the conversation with us. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you my first question. What does fair, local, ethical consumption mean to you?
For me, it's I could relate it to this concept of reducing, reusing, and repairing.
Yeah.
So the first point would be to reduce the consumption if possible to begin with.
Yeah.
If there is something you actually need to consume or purchase, I would recommend more fair ways of acquiring these. Let's say getting it second hand or just converting already something you have.
Yeah.
So, and in the wider regard, I think it's about looking at the economic aspects and social aspects, as well as the natural and environmental impact.
Yeah.
Where you kind of try to balance being fair to the nature, to the societies, to the producers
Yes.
of whatever you're consuming,
Yeah.
and do it in the most fair
Yeah.
way.
But okay, in your perspective, everyone should be aware of this stuff, and also take care of the those procedures, all the steps, and be aware of it, and to think about it, right?
Yeah.
But why young people in general, in a specific perspective, should be aware of this stuff and interested in?
I think we tend to underestimate how much power we actually wield as a group, because we used to have this big baby boomer movement that kinda makes their policies and the world around us according to what they want.
Yeah.
And that has been the way for such a long time, whereas now we the young generations are actually taking over in the population overall, and collectively we can vote with our wallets, we can vote with our actions.
Oh yeah, that's perfect saying.
And I think we just tend to underestimate how much we can actually create of an impact.
Yeah.
When we look at ourselves versus the whole group as a whole.
Okay, so let's talk about your country, Norway. So how aware are young people in your country about these topics, ethical local consumption?
I think it really depends from the person to person. In Norway, compared to maybe many other countries, I'd say we're dealing quite well. We have a lot of systems and agents in place for these things without us really knowing. It just happens by the consequence. If I'm gonna bring up some examples, let's look at Finn, which is kind of like a Norwegian version of.
Can you explain what is Finn?
Yeah,
Finn.no.
Yeah, it's like a Norwegian version of Craigslist.
Yeah.
So it's this online marketplace where you can sell your things or you can give them away as well.
Okay.
And they have these for not just items, but also many other things. So, but looking at the items and physical things area, you have many possibilities. If there's something you don't need anymore, you can put it up for sale easily. So all of the friction is removed. You can regain some of the value for yourself, and you prolong the life of the actual consumptive product. If and you can also do this even if it's not in a perfect shape, because somebody somewhere might need it. You just price it accordingly, or you can just give it away, and they can try to repair it. They can try to reuse it in some other way, and this is it incentivizes the consumers to be more mindful or more or they reuse their things more rather than if they would just throw it out.
It's a perfect example actually, like because if a person is like, let's say from the scratch, like buy a stuff. Let's talk about the kind of technological stuff from computer, let's say.
Yeah.
And a person buys in a first hand, right, and pays a lot of money, right? And after some years or after some usage, he or she doesn't need it and wants to buy another one or or rechange it, right?
Yeah.
So he or she can put in the fin.no for a sale or even give away, right?
Yeah.
So this is the way of Norway, how a brand or a thing can be used from the other person, from in a lifetime, maybe not only once in a one person. It can be reused from another person to another person.
Yeah.
This is the perfect way of to be aware of the consumption from the whole society. This is good.
Okay. Just to add a little bit on that,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to technology and electronics.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this is for the whole EU, but I'm definitely sure it's for Norway when it comes to rules and regulations for guarantees from the manufacturer. For most of electronics, it's actually 5 years of warranty. Some have 2, but this also means when you're selling these things, you can provide the receipt, and the warranty continues with the next owner of the item. So I think this is also a huge aspect of keeping electronics out of landfill.
Yeah.
Because you can sell it and you can maintain the warranty. That's a big thing for
exactly. Like this is really good. But also other side of the example, can you give also from the local side how local consumption works in Norway? For example, can you share some information and brief short steps or short information from the transportation, let's say, usage of the food and the clothes. Yeah.
So let's start with the food. There is a lot of food farming in Norway, but it also is kind of limited to areas which are not too mountain range covered. When it comes to the farmers, they are being protected by the government, both in forms of subsidies, but also import taxes to keep the local producer able to compete to outside prices.
Yes.
So in this manner, we can still maintain our own food production. So we are self-sufficient in many aspects. Obviously, there is still import going on, but there is also a trademark, which shows that this product is made in Norway. It's grown in Norway.
It's a kind of label, right?
Yeah. It's grown in Norway kind of label with the Norwegian flag.
I think I know it because also Innovation in Norway supports that label, that product has been produced and made in Norway, which gives and also to local people who lives in Norway to use their brands, their local stuff to create the value
Yeah.
in the country.
Yeah, it's called Nyt Norge, which means enjoy Norway.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, my last question. It's a kind of personal, but it's a kind of good question I like, because when I ask this question, I'm having like some different perspective mindset from the different country. So you can answer from the different ways, like from Latvian and Norwegian sides. What kind of world do you hope to see in 10 years?
Ooh, let me think about it.
Yeah.
The world I would wish to see would be a more democratic, more connected place. I think there are many challenges today that will not be able to resolve in just 10 years. But in a perfect scenario, I would like to see better cooperation between the countries.
Yes.
And regarding this topic, I think there's a lot of potential for growth for both on an individual level, but also on a collective and societal level, where we as individuals need to put in our share, but we also need supporting governments, we need supporting policy makers that actually listen to share and stakeholders.
Yeah.
And my biggest wish is that politics would be more based in actual science and what is good for society, rather than plain politics and just each side fighting with each other.
Yes.
So I think if we can get on the same path,
Yes.
I think we have a lot of things we can achieve.
Yes, I completely agree. And like at the beginning of the conversation, you have mentioned like we don't know our potential. We have like huge power in our hands when it comes to, like in the societal level. So it is like, also I'm gonna give another perspective of my side, that about this question, that if we can focus on the good things that we can produce, and we can go with in our life, we can have a better future for the next generation, right? So this is one of the most beneficial aspect, and also important aspect that we have to focus on in our life, because life is changing a lot and so fast. So that's why we need to understand what we need and what next generation needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And start with the little things.
Yeah.
Like, you won't be able to change things overnight. It's just about building better habits overall, just day by day, just one piece at a time, and then gradually it just builds up and you get this snowball effect.
Exactly. Yes, thank you for having the invitation, accepting the invitation for us. Thank you very much, Ivo, and
Glad to be
hope
here.
to see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, F7,
Yes.
please sit down and I will take